Prince Harry fled to California promising a fresh start, new country, new life, freedom from royal constraints and media persecution. He spoke confidently about building his future in America, about raising his children in the land of opportunity, about never returning to the system that allegedly failed him. That confidence became foundational to his entire post-royal identity, the prince who chose independence over institution and made it work on his own terms. But according to sources within US immigration circles and the current administration, Harry's American dream was always built on shaky legal ground that he apparently never properly secured. And now, insiders claim the Trump administration has discovered irregularities in Harry's visa application that could allegedly threaten his entire right to remain in the United States. Want to know what immigration officials are saying about Harry's status? Sources familiar with the situation claim Harry's visa application allegedly contained omissions about past drug use that he later admitted publicly in his memoir. That standard immigration procedures require disclosure of substance use, and failure to disclose can invalidate visa status entirely. And according to those close to the review process, the Trump administration is not inclined to grant Harry the special treatment previous administrations allegedly provided. This is not about political targeting. Sources suggest this is about immigration law being applied to someone who apparently assumed royal status would exempt him from normal requirements. And Harry, according to insiders, is panicked because deportation is not theoretical anymore. It is allegedly a real possibility that could destroy everything he built in California. To understand how Harry reached this immigration crisis, you need to go back to how he actually entered and remained in the United States. Long before the visa became controversial, long before the memoir admissions, Harry allegedly assumed that being a prince meant immigration rules would bend to accommodate him. But here's what most people don't know. According to sources familiar with US visa processes, Harry needed specific legal status to live and work in America long term. Tourist visas would not suffice. Work visas require employer sponsorship that Harry's freelance arrangement does not provide. And other visa categories demand criteria that Harry's situation allegedly does not clearly meet. Word from immigration law experts suggests Harry likely obtained status through extraordinary ability category or through Meghan's citizenship, somehow facilitating his presence. But according to insiders, regardless of which visa type Harry holds, all require truthful disclosure about criminal history, substance use, and other factors that immigration officials weigh when determining admissibility. People familiar with immigration application requirements describe forms that explicitly ask about drug use, not just convictions, any illegal drug use. And according to sources, applicants who lie on these forms or omit required information can have their visas revoked even years later when the deception is discovered. Those close to the visa review process claim immigration officials began questioning Harry's status after his memoir detailed extensive drug use, including cocaine, marijuana, and psychedelic mushrooms. And here's what allegedly makes this dangerous for Harry. Sources suggest that if he disclosed this drug use on his visa application, officials want to know why someone admitting to illegal substance use was granted entry and status. But if he did not disclose it, according to insiders, he allegedly lied on federal immigration documents, which is grounds for immediate visa cancellation and potential deportation proceedings. Harry apparently believed his memoir confessions would be viewed as honest personal growth narrative. Instead, according to immigration sources, they allegedly created a legal crisis that could end his American residence entirely. And the Trump administration, insiders claim, is not interested in protecting someone who publicly attacks America while potentially lying to immigration authorities about his past. This is where the story shifts from immigration technicality to political reckoning that Harry never anticipated. So when did the Trump administration begin reviewing Harry's visa status? According to sources close to the administration, the interest came after conservative groups filed formal requests demanding Harry's immigration file be made public. Want to know what those requests revealed? Insiders familiar with the review claim immigration officials discovered that Harry's application allegedly does not align with his memoir admissions about drug use, that there is a discrepancy between what he told immigration authorities and what he told the public. And according to sources, once that discrepancy was identified, the Trump administration reportedly saw an opportunity to demonstrate that no one, not even foreign royalty, gets special treatment under their enforcement priorities. People close to the review process describe administration officials who allegedly view Harry as symbol of everything wrong with previous immigration policy, a wealthy foreign celebrity who apparently assumed rules did not apply to him. who allegedly obtained status through connections or special consideration rather than standard procedures, who now lives in luxury California mansion while claiming victimhood and criticizing American values. And according to insiders, Trump administration officials reportedly see revoking Harry's status as politically valuable demonstration that they enforce immigration law equally regardless of fame or privilege. Word from sources suggests Harry initially dismissed the visa review as political theatre that would not result in actual consequences, that he allegedly believed his royal status and Meghan's citizenship would protect him from serious immigration enforcement. But according to people familiar with the administration's position, Harry fundamentally misunderstood how seriously they take his case. This is not harassment. Sources claim this is legitimate investigation into whether someone lied on immigration documents. And if evidence proves Harry was dishonest, insiders suggest, the administration will allegedly pursue maximum consequences to send message that no one is above immigration law. And here's what reportedly terrifies Harry most. According to sources, deportation would not just end his California life, it would allegedly vindicate everyone who said leaving the UK was a catastrophic mistake. It would prove William and Charles were right about unsustainability of Harry's choices, and it would leave Harry with nowhere to go because returning to Britain after public deportation from America would be ultimate humiliation he could never overcome. As news of Harry's visa crisis spread through different power circles, reactions revealed how politically charged his situation has become. How did the palace respond when they learned Harry faces potential deportation? Inside Buckingham Palace, sources say there is a complex mixture of concern and vindication. Senior advisors allegedly warned Harry years ago that leaving for America created legal complications he was not prepared to navigate. That visa status is not automatic for anyone regardless of royal birth. And according to palace insiders, they tried to explain that Harry would need proper legal counsel and complete honesty on all immigration documents to avoid exactly this kind of crisis. Now that the Trump administration is allegedly investigating his status, sources claim palace officials recognize their warnings are being validated in worst possible way. Prince William's reaction is reportedly more conflicted than public knows. Word from those close to the Prince of Wales suggests William wants to help his brother avoid deportation because the family humiliation would be devastating. But according to sources, William also believes Harry created this crisis through his own reckless memoir admissions, an apparent assumption that rules did not apply to him. Insiders claim William has allegedly offered to facilitate quiet legal help if Harry asks. But Harry reportedly refuses to request family assistance because it would mean admitting his California independence is failing. Meanwhile, King Charles's position is allegedly the most politically sensitive. Sources close to the monarch suggest Charles wants to use diplomatic channels to help Harry, but knows that interfering in US immigration proceedings could create international incident that damages both the monarchy and UK-US relations. According to insiders, Charles is trapped between paternal desire to protect his son and constitutional responsibility to not meddle in another nation's legal processes. And in California, word from sources suggests Meghan is furious that Harry's memoir has created legal crisis she allegedly warned him about. According to people familiar with the couple's private discussions, Meghan reportedly told Harry that admitting illegal drug use in his book could have immigration consequences, but Harry allegedly insisted the admissions were too important to his narrative of growth and healing. Now, insiders claim Meghan feels vindicated in her concerns while also panicked that deportation could destroy the California life she built for their family. But here's what most people don't know. What other immigration issues beyond drug use disclosure could threaten Harry's status? The whispers paint a picture of multiple vulnerabilities that Harry apparently never addressed. The first issue involves his work authorization. According to sources familiar with US immigration law, Harry cannot simply live in America without proper work visa if he is generating income through Netflix deals, book advances, and speaking engagements. And insiders claim that depending on his visa type, some of those income sources may not be legally authorized under the terms of his status. Immigration officials allegedly want to know whether Harry has been working in violation of his visa restrictions this entire time. The second issue is more complex. Multiple sources claim that if Harry obtains status through Meghan's citizenship, there are requirements about maintaining genuine marital relationship rather than immigration convenience marriage. And according to people familiar with visa fraud investigations, officials allegedly look at patterns like one spouse controlling all finances, couples living primarily separate lives, or relationships that existed primarily to facilitate immigration status. Insiders suggest Harry and Meghan's relationship will be scrutinized to ensure it meets legal requirements for visa purposes. The third issue involves Harry's children. Word from immigration sources suggests that if Harry's status is revoked, questions arise about whether Archie and Lilibet's American citizenship could be challenged if their father was in the country under allegedly fraudulent visa. According to legal experts, birthright citizenship is generally protected regardless of parents' status, but insiders claim the Trump administration may test those boundaries with Harry's case if given opportunity. And the fourth issue is what allegedly keeps Harry awake at night. Sources suggest that if he is deported, the UK may not want him back either. That returning after public deportation from America would create media catastrophe and security complications that the palace is not prepared to manage. According to people familiar with royal security protocols, Harry allegedly loses taxpayer-funded protection if he is deported as immigration violator. And without that protection, insiders claim, Harry would be vulnerable in ways he has never experienced and cannot afford to remedy privately. To understand how Harry got into this immigration crisis without proper legal preparation, you need to understand the advisors who allegedly failed to protect him. So who should have ensured Harry's visa situation was legally bulletproof? The first figure, according to sources, was the immigration attorney who handled Harry's initial application. Insiders familiar with celebrity immigration cases claim that proper counsel would have been explicit about disclosure requirements and consequences of dishonesty. But people close to Harry's legal team suggest he may have had attorneys who were more concerned with getting him approved than ensuring complete honesty on potentially problematic admissions. And according to sources, those lawyers may not have anticipated Harry would later publish memoir detailing drug use that could contradict his application disclosures. The second advisor who allegedly failed Harry was someone in his California circle who should have warned him about immigration consequences of memoir admissions. Word from publishing industry sources suggests Harry was told that honest disclosure about his past would be cathartic and commercially valuable. But according to insiders, no one apparently explained that immigration authorities do not care about personal growth narratives when determining whether someone lied on federal documents. And Harry, sources claim, proceeded with memoir content that allegedly created the very legal crisis he now faces. The third enabling figure was reportedly Meghan herself in terms of understanding US immigration realities. According to people familiar with visa processes, American citizens who sponsor foreign spouse visas bear responsibility for ensuring complete honesty on applications. And if Meghan had any role in Harry's immigration status, insiders suggest she should have ensured he understood disclosure requirements and consequences of omissions. But sources claim Harry was allegedly so confident in his royal exceptionalism that he may not have taken seriously warnings about needing to follow same rules as everyone else. What makes US immigration authorities truly dangerous to Harry now is the documentation they possess about his application and admissions. Want to know what evidence immigration officials have that could prove Harry's visa should be revoked? According to sources familiar with the review, officials have Harry's actual visa application with whatever he disclosed or did not disclose about drug use. They have his memoir detailing extensive illegal substance use, and they allegedly have legal authority to compare those documents and determine whether discrepancies constitute grounds for visa cancellation. Word from immigration law experts suggests this is not a complicated legal question. If Harry disclosed drug use on his application, officials must explain why they approved him. If he did not disclose, according to insiders, he allegedly committed visa fraud that mandates revocation under standard enforcement. People familiar with Trump administration immigration priorities claim officials are not interested in creative interpretations that protect celebrity applicants. Sources suggest they want straightforward enforcement that treats Harry like any other foreign national who allegedly lied on immigration documents. And that approach, according to insiders, means Harry cannot rely on special treatment or diplomatic intervention to avoid consequences of his apparent dishonesty. The vault of evidence exists in immigration files. The discrepancies are allegedly documented, and Harry must face reality that no amount of royal status exempts him from immigration law when administration officials decide to enforce it. And now we reach the final truth about what happens when you assume privilege exempts you from rules that govern everyone else. How does a prince survive potential deportation from the country he chose over his homeland? Harry stands in California reportedly panicked by recognition that his American dream could end through immigration enforcement he never imagined would apply to him. According to sources, he has three impossible options before him: fight deportation publicly and risk losing, which would create humiliation beyond recovery; accept voluntary departure and return to UK admitting California independence failed; or attempt to negotiate special treatment that validates everything his critics said about his sense of entitlement. Word from insiders suggests Harry cannot easily choose any path without destroying part of his identity. Fighting makes him look desperate and entitled. Leaving admits failure. Negotiating proves he expected rules not to apply to royalty. Those familiar with his situation claim Harry believed being a prince meant immigration authorities would never seriously threaten his status, that his fame and Meghan's citizenship created protection from normal enforcement. And now, according to sources, he must face consequences of apparently lying or omitting required information on federal documents because he thought honesty did not matter for someone of his status. The immigration files exist, the memoir admissions contradict them, and the Trump administration allegedly sees political value in demonstrating that even foreign royalty must follow American immigration law honestly or face deportation, because in the end, every country has right to enforce its borders and visa requirements regardless of applicants' fame. And Harry's royal birth, according to immigration officials, means nothing when determining whether he lied to enter a country he now may be forced to leave in disgrace. That vindicates everyone who said his California escape was built on illusions that could never last.